Genesis 19. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your ways. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly. And they turned in unto him, and entered into his house. And he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing, for therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, Stand back. And they said again, This one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them. And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand, and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut to the door. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides, son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord.
Hey, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. And much honors to you brothers that's in the spirit. You true brothers that's really in the spirit, that can really see. Now going to Genesis chapter 19, I wanted to read through this, and Genesis 18 a little bit, because what us brothers, our job is to do in these last few seconds is to spiritually go in and pull out the spiritual man amongst these camps, and men that's actually wondering what's going on, and men that's out there that's actually of the Lord, to draw them out of these camps and to draw them out of the situation that has taken over. Being the situation that it's almost like a hostage situation when you go to Genesis 19, which I'm going to read. But you got to understand what's happening in this time too, and tie it back to these stories of the scriptures, because that's what we're doing. We're taking things now in this time, and we're tying them back to the scriptures, and we're looking at it through the spirit. The same things that happened in the ancient time, they're going to happen again. The scriptures say the things that were written, they were written for our learning. So the things that Yahweh Shai went through, and our forefathers went through, and that the prophets before us went through, and the men of the Lord went through, we're going to go through those similar things right now. Now, when you go to Genesis 19, which I'm going to read, you're going to notice that the Lord sent 2 angels to get Lot. And you're going to notice when you go back to the story of Rahab, the Lord sent them 2 men in to scout out that city. And you're going to notice when you go to Luke, the 10th chapter, I think it is, he sent the prophets out, 2 and 2. So you have to understand, the Lord is not dealing with large numbers. Now, how does that tie into the story of Genesis? Well, now what I'm going to read is, I'm going to read Genesis chapter 18. I'm going to start from verse 20. Now, the Lord was telling Lot that he had to get out that city because he was going to destroy all 5 of those cities. Now, when you understand the Lord actually destroyed those 5 cities, Sodom and Gomorrah, he rained down fire and brimstone out the heavens. What you have to understand is the Lord only delivered Lot and his daughters, you see? And who else was destroyed? Even Lot's wives got destroyed. So the Lord, he does not care about your numbers, and he does not care about your multitude. He does not care about your knowledge and all your fucking data. He doesn't care about your clout. Only if you're a true man of the Lord. Now, with these camps in these times now, all these camps are like those 5 cities a lot. And America is the same way. So you could tie these camps, and you can look at these camps as those 5 cities in Sodom and Gomorrah, because what men are doing, they are worse than, you're living in a time where this time is worse than those times. So people before a place. So Sodom and Gomorrah ties into the day of America. And so like with these camps, they're in a bad position too, where the Lord's going to destroy these camps too. So you have to look at that too, as he's going to destroy America. So what the Lord did, he sent in those angels just to pull out of there. Now I'm going to read Genesis chapter 18. So this is not about numbers. Guys doing all these lessons without the spirit, and there's no substance there. Guys have been hired by Esau. That's what I'm going to say. Guys have been hired by Esau to keep our people in the flesh. So what the true men of the Lord have to be set up to do in this time, we have to go in there and pull brothers out through the spirit and free their minds and free them. That's why we have to do what we do. Because a lot of these camps, they've taken hold and they're binding your mind. So I'm going to go to Genesis chapter 18. And the Lord said, because of the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me. If not, I will know. Right. So the Lord is telling you that Sodom and Gomorrah is a very demonic place in that time. And it says, and the man turned their faces and thence toward Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before his Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, would thou destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city, wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? Right. So Lot was saying, like, if it's 50 people there, will you still destroy the city? That be far off from thee that do after this manner, and slay the righteous with the wicked, that the righteous shall be as the wicked that be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Lord said, if I find Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the places for their sakes. Now it says, Abraham answered and said, behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust is ashes. Right. So the Lord said, if it is 50 people in that city, then he'll deliver it. You see, 50 righteous people, might add. You gotta understand, man, what has happened with these camps. I want to add on another note. The righteous have been rooted out of there. A lot of the men that's of the Lord, they're not in these camps. They've been rooted out. They've been kicked out of there because there's an agenda with these camps. What Esau has done, he set men up to get you halfway to Yahushai, but to actually keep you in the flesh by having you go into prophecies. When men are not in the spirit of Yahushai, when Yahushai actually taught faith and belief, and how to discern and see. Men are just teaching things of Esau, which is outside the body, and that shit is set up that way. So what we have to do is go in and get men that's in this, that's looking around, that's of the Lord, and pull them out in these times. And that's what the angels, the Lord sent Lot to do. So the Lord is telling Lot, like, hey, if it's 50 people righteous within the city, then the Lord said he'll spare that city. Now verse 28. It says, peradventure there shall lack 5 of 50 righteous, wilt thou destroy all the city for the lack of 5? And he said, if I found there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. Right? So if the Lord said, if he find 45 people there, he won't destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again, and he said, peradventure, there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will not do it for the 40's sake. So the Lord said, if it be 40 men there, he wouldn't destroy the city. Now, and he said below, I have taken upon me to speak to the Lord, peradventure, there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for the 20's sake. So the Lord said, if it's righteous in there, he's not going to destroy it. And he said, oh, let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy for the 10's sake. And the Lord went his way, and as soon as he had left communing with Abraham returned unto his place. Right, so the Lord was saying, if there be any righteous in there, that he wouldn't destroy it. But as you know, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, it was destroyed because it wasn't no righteous there. You know, it was the righteous wasn't in there. So the Lord destroyed all those 5 cities. Now I'm gonna go to Genesis chapter 19, verses 1. See, the Lord, he doesn't care about everybody. He only cares about those righteous men. He doesn't give a fuck about your regional camp heads or guys that's in high seats and guys that are exalted in this world. Because if you exalted in this world, just like if you was exalted in Sodom and Gomorrah. You see, because America's like Sodom and Gomorrah. You got all this demonic homosexuality here, which that's why the Lord said we got to get out of here too. You got to shorten the days, because if we didn't, they'd make everybody sodomites. So you got to look at it. Guys want to be highly praised and great and exalted in a demonic sodomite world. It's like if you're great in Sodom and Gomorrah, if you great in America, you got to look at it like guys wanted to be great in Sodom and Gomorrah. It's the same shit. Guys want to have reputations in Sodom and Gomorrah as being great. You fucking clowns there. Now, Genesis 19 and 1. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat at the gate of Sodom, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. So the Lord sent 2 angels. Now, when you go to Luke real quick, chapter 10. Now, Luke chapter 10, verse 1. After these things, the Lord appointed over 70 also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face, into every city and to every place whither he himself would come. That's right. So as the Lord sent out the disciples 2 and 2, when you go back to Genesis chapter 19, the Lord sent out the angels 2 and 2, and the angel just mean messenger. So the Lord's not dealing with all these camps like that. With all these, you got like 30 guys at camp, 12 guys at camp. The Lord's not dealing with camps like that, especially not right now. And all these camps are deceitful, man. The Spirit of the Lord is not in these camps. They're demonic. So going back to Genesis chapter 19, when the Lord sent the angels to do that particular job, he gave them power. Just like when you go back to Luke chapter 10, he said, he told them, when you go down to the scripture, Luke 10 and 19, it says, behold, I'll give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Verse 20, withstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. Now, you got to understand that the Lord gave them power to actually go out. That's why he said, don't take a bag of this, that, and the third, because everything you're going to need is going to be there. And that's what he did with the true servants. So you brothers have to look at yourself like that, as being sent out 2 and 2. Pulling those brothers in, not physically into the camp, but through the Spirit. The Lord is sending you out there through the Spirit and gathering men through the Spirit, because it's about what spirit you're in. And the spirit that men are in these camps, it's not the spirit of the Lord, it's the spirit of the camps. And men are corrupted in these camps. So what's happening now is the same thing that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. The Lord is spiritually sending brothers in to bring out certain particular men that's in these camps, to pull them out through the spirit. Now it says, verse 2, and he said, behold, now my lords turn in, I pray you, into the servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and he shall rise up early and go in your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide. Salakia. Now it says, Salakia, man. I'm getting all these demonic phone calls right now. Now it says, I pray you into the servant's house, and tarry there all night. He's talking to the angels. And wash your feet, and you shall rise up early and go your ways. And they said, nay, but we will abide in the streets all night. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, enter into his house, and he made them feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. But before they lay down, the men of the city,
we got the key.
Now it says, Salakia, and before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, compressed the house, both young and old and young, and had people from every quarter. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where's the men which thou came in this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Right, so they wanted to actually rape the angels. Now, you got to understand, these angels were sent to get Lot out of that wicked-ass city. You see? Just like in this time, America's totally corrupt. So you have to depart out of this place by your mind, your spirit. You got to take your spirit out of here. That's why a lot of guys, they try to say they channel, they try to say they life. That only means that their spirit is still in this place. They're not really standing up for the Lord like that. So you have to understand, like, the spirit that guys are in are not the spirit equivalent unto the forefathers or Moses or Yahushua. These guys are in the spirit of the world, because none of the prophets in the scriptures never said no E or abbreviated words or trim their way. Guys are trimming their way for this world because they're part of the world, man. You see, so by them teaching not in the spirit, bringing you this info and trying to come all smooth, they're not actually getting the demons off our people. They're actually keeping the demons on our people. Now, Micah chapter 2, verse 10, arise ye and depart, for it is not your rest, because it is the polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sword destruction. So that's what the angels were set up to get Lot out of that place, because if the angels didn't go get Lot out of that place, the Lord said he's going to destroy that whole place. And look, the Lord destroyed those whole 5 cities, and he didn't deliver anybody but fucking Lot. Anybody but Lot, I mean. So you got to understand, the Lord does not care about multitudes and camps of men and this, that, and the third. He doesn't give a fuck about that. Now he said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, I have 2 daughters which have not known men. Let me pray you, I bring them out unto you, and you do ye to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. Therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. Right, so he's telling them, like, hey man, I got daughters that ain't even new men. I get them to you, just leave the angels alone. Now verse 9, and they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came to sojourn, and he needs be a judge. Now will we deal worse with thee than with them? And they pressed sore upon the man, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand, the angels, they put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut the door. Now check out this. Now remember Luke, the 10th chapter, the Lord said he give you power over the unclean spirits. So it says, They smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, small and great, so that they were wearied themselves to find the door. So the angels, they smote their ass with blindness. Now, and the men said unto Lot, hast thou or any besides the law, and thy sons and thy daughters, whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this city. Right, so that check this out. And the man said unto Lot, this is the angels telling Lot, after he blinded their ass. And the man said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. For we will destroy this place. Look, the angels, one angels had the power to destroy the whole earth. You see that? Now it says, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. You see that? And so spiritually, us brothers have been sent out to spiritually bring this place down through the words of Yahweh Shai. That's why the Lord has set up brothers to be in his spirit, to bring that division and to pull those lots out in this time, those spiritual lots. That means the elect and the neos. We always talk about the spiritual phone booth you got to get to. Now it says, and Lot went out, verse 14, and spake unto his sons-in-law, which married his daughters, and said, up, get ye out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as he was one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. Right, so they mocked him. Lot was telling them that they was going to destroy the house, destroy that place, and they mocked them. And like a lot of you guys, you're mocking us. You want to be great in the brand new spiritually Sodom. You want to look like somebody in Sodom. While it's a beautiful thing to be hated in this demonic place. Now it says, and when the morning arose, the angels hastened Lot, saying, arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consuming in the equity of the city. And while he lingered, the man laid hold upon his hand, and the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters. And the Lord being merciful unto them, and they brought him forth and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, and he said, escape for thy life, look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all thy plain, escape the mountain, lest thee be consumed. And Lot said unto them, oh, not so, my Lord, behold, now thy servant have found grace in thy sight, and have magnified thy mercy, which thou hast showed unto me, in saving my life, and I cannot escape into the mountain, lest the evil take me, and I die. Behold, this city is near to flee unto it, and is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. It's not a little one. Going on and on. It says, for hasty thither, I cannot do anything, but be thou hither. Till thou be come thither. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zoar. The sun was risen upon it when Lot entered into Zoar. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire from out of the Lord, from out of the heaven. So what happened was, as soon as the Lot entered into that next city, the Lord rained fire and brimstone. That's how spiritual this thing is, man. As soon as the Lord and the elect is sealed, this place is through. So the elect, they can never be sealed. It can never be sealed. Look at that right there. As soon as the Lot got into that city, then that's when the Lord rained fire and brimstone from the Lord from out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain of the inhabitants of the city that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. Right? So the Lord is not even going to deliver a lot of these women too in this time. A lot of these women, they're not going to make it, man. You guys teaching to the sisters. The thing is, the only how a lot of these women gonna make it is by them actually really believing, which it ain't that many that actually really believe, but from them actually dealing with a man of the Lord. That's the only reason. But a lot of you guys are false prophets, so a lot of these women, they ain't gonna make it. They're gonna be like Lot and his wife. But yeah, I'm not gonna read no more. I just wanted to get that point that this truth is like a hostage mission right now. We have to go in and grab the elect out through the Spirit before the Lord destroyed this place. And you notice how Lot, he went into that city and then the Lord destroyed it. So the elect have to be sealed before the Lord can destroy anything. And the Lord sent men out 2 and 2, just like in Luke, just like in Rahab the harlot, just like right here in Genesis when he sent them angels. So the Lord's not dealing with these big overgrown musty ass camps that's out there that's not in the Spirit. You got guys going to the highways, they not even in the Spirit, bro. But with that, man, Lord willing, you brothers edify. I got to get back in here, man. Death to you wicked motherfuckers and a Baba Ball. Hey, Shalom.